Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review, and I'm here today to talk to you about The Walking Dead Season 11, Episode 1. It actually did not suck. It was actually pretty good. Like, the dialogue was good. The action was good. The horror suspense was actually good. And, it hasn't been good in my opinion since Season 6 and everything. Yeah, I know a lot of people hate Season 6. Look, just because it ended the way it did, that cliffhanger season finale, does not make it a terrible season, people. Anyway, yeah, man, this was a good episode. And it was so weird because it reminded me of Die Hard and stuff. But yeah, it pretty much just starts off the survivors, they need like food. They go into like a military base and they need some MREs, I think they're called. And um so they like rappel downward with like these ropes and like these I forgot them things called with the little wheel thing on them. Anyway, yeah, they doing like the whole Mission Impossible thing, to being as quiet as possible. Robert Kurtzman loves these like quiet like teaser like intro type things, and so they're like moving all around and there's tons of dead bodies on the floor. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, these zombies been dead for a long time, so I must have taken them out. But then no, they're still alive. It just for some reason they're like just not moving for some reason, which is kind of weird because zombies always get up and move around. But I think somebody once said before, they haven't had nothing to eat, they're slower. But it doesn't explain why they're all just laying on the ground and never got up. That's the part that just doesn't make no sense. So they're all moving about. And there's a group on the roof and there's a group inside, and they're putting MREs in the bag and sending them up. But one of the rope like breaks, and Daryl catches the bag, but he cuts his arm, and a drop of blood hits one zombie, and it wakes up. It stands up, and then they all stand up. Now this is a part that also doesn't make no sense. It's been stated before by the creator of the show that zombies can't really do much. They can't pick up nothing. They can't open the door. They can only just move in one direction. So I don't understand how all them zombies were able to stand themselves up. That don't make no sense. I mean, it would make more sense if they could like crawl, but they on their backs. But they have to do it for plot reasons. So they have to fight off the zombies and everything, and they do. They manage to get some of the food, and Carol was the last one to go back up on the rope, but she decides, screw it, she's gonna get some more food, and then they go up. And then let's see. This episode pretty much like it there's two different plots that's going on. There's something, God, I forgot what it is. There's something the group needs. I think they couldn't get that much food or something. Or they needed weapons or something. So Maggie knows a place. And so she tells them the story of what happened to her group and the people that killed them. She don't know who they are, but they're quick. They attack at night, they swoop in, and you never see them coming. And so, like, they go on this journey to go get something. God, I forgot what it is. But some people don't want to go because they think it's stupid and foolish to trek that far, and these people are out there. These people who they've never seen before now all of a sudden have shown up in The Walking Dead, the Commonwealth. So, yeah, the Stormtrooper people. Like, seriously, man, like, some things just doesn't resonate well on TV. It can resonate good on a comic book, but it just looks kind of hokey, funny looking in a TV show. The Commonwealth, like, Stormtrooper people just look weird. Also, the black dude who's with Maggie, who wears that mask and has some two-bladed weapons. He's cool looking, but it just doesn't make sense for a show like this. In a comic book, sure, but a show like this, it just doesn't make no sense. And it doesn't make no sense why he wears his mask, and then all of a sudden he takes it off just so people can see what the actor looks like, and then put it back on. Anyway, so a bunch of people, they decide to go, and Negan wants to go. It's weird. Last season, everybody was for the most part cool with Negan after he saved them and everything, after he helped out with the Whisperers. But now since Maggie back, now everybody's back to hating him again. And he's hating it. People are constantly bumping into him, cussing him out, shoving him, like all kind of stuff. And there's only so much he can take. So, but he's keeping his cool though. And so we also see a glimpse of Rick's kid and Michonne's son when Daryl comes back to hug him, but they had no dialogue, which I'm surprised because a lot of people love Rick's little daughter and stuff, you know. But the show cuts from them and also to the second part of the show, which has to do with the Commonwealth and Eugene's group and King Ezekiel. So yeah, Princess and all of them, they're still captive by the Commonwealth. And now they move on to the next stage where they have to be interrogated. And the Commonwealth is asking them some strange, bizarre questions that make no sense. The Commonwealth wants to know where they're from, what their original zip code was, how much money they have, like, this, and that. And they're all like, what is the point of these questions? Because they really don't make no sense. And then so Ezekiel, he sees one of the stormtrooper dudes, he's wearing like a red uniform. Ezekiel figures out that he must be the one in charge, and he asks him that. And then Ezekiel just straight up mouths off to the dude and challenges him. He basically punks him out and stuff. And dude's all like, yeah, I'm the one in charge. And then so they ask Ezekiel, do you have cancer? And he's like, no, but then they said there's some kind of growth on him. He said, before he can even explain, he starts coughing really bad. And the stormtrooper dude in red gives him some water to drink. And so it's kind of like Ezekiel kind of lost his edge once he started like coughing from his disease and stuff. So then the rest of the group, they're upset that Ezekiel kind of like punked the dude out. But Ezekiel, Ezekiel. I'm so glad they changed that dude's personality. He was too wacky when he first showed up. I still can't believe it's the dude who voices Cyborg in the Teen Titans cartoon. So anyway, Princess and the rest of the group, they're all like, they need to escape and all this other stuff. And Eugene's all like, no, we need to stay here because he needs to find that girl that he's like in love with that he's never met. And they're all like, this is like ridiculous. They need to escape now. But then they see a man being manhandled by the stormtrooper people. So then they all just turn to Eugene's like, yeah, we need to escape. So they end up escaping because somehow Princess has like a really good memory. When they was all being taken to this facility, they had bags on their heads. But Princess overheard some voices, and then at some point she got to take a good look at the soldiers. Now you can't see none of their faces because they're all wearing uniform, but she knows who's who by the way they talk, by the way they walk, their height, and she knows a great deal about them because she eavesdropped on the conversation. She knows two of them are banging, and when two of them are banging, they take their uniforms off. That is how they escape. Once they take their uniforms off, Ezekiel's group, they steal like the uniforms and they take the two of them away. As they're about to like escape, the one lady, she's either Native American or Asian or both. I think she's Native American. Princess sees her picture on a wall. It's like a wall of forgotten people who have like died or whatever. And there's like a message. And it's like a message about her. So she doesn't understand why her face is on the board, but it's some person that she knows from her past. So she tells them she can't escape. And they was literally by the door. They could have escaped. So then back with the other group with Negan and Maggie and all them. So they're going there and they're in the rain. And, what's this phase? Negan's all like, this is stupid. It's raining. We need to leave. And they're like, no, we're going to keep on going. So then they go. Then they go underground to get to where they need to go. But then there's like a row of dead bodies in body bags. And I mean, it's like about a mile of dead bodies. The Commonwealth left those. So Maggie's all like, we're going to keep pressing through. And Negan's all like, look, I'm not here to die because of your stupid, like, whatever it is. And I'm going to leave. And because they're here to save, like, this kid. Because, well, no, this happened afterwards. So they started walking through the body, but they had to keep, like, stabbing each body in the head and stuff because these bodies are still alive. Well, dead alive zombies, that is. And so they're stabbing them, but somebody missed one. And it gets up. And it tries to like attack this younger guy who's like a teenager or a young adult. So Negan has to save him. And so like Negan's all like, this is foolish. I'm about to leave. This kid almost died. And then Daryl's all like, you didn't save that kid because you care about him. See, even Daryl has now turned on Negan, and he was actually okay with him a little bit in the last season. So then, like, some of the other group people, they want to leave too, like the old man and the young boy. And then so people was asking Maggie, why did we bring Negan? Like, we don't need him. And Maggie's all like, he knows this area of town, and they don't. And then Negan straight up gives her some truth bombs, man. And this is some of the best dialogue in this episode. He straight up tells her the truth. That's not the reason why you brought me, because they've all lived in this area for about 9 or 10 years, or 15 or whatever. The truth of the matter is, Maggie brought him to murder him, and he tells her straight up, I don't know, like, when you're gonna do it or where, but you basically brought me here to get me alone when you're away from the group to murder me and stuff. And Maggie just looks at him with a cold stare on her face, because she knows it's true. She literally brought him with them so that something bad could happen and he could possibly get ate by like a zombie. Or they get separated from the group and then she just straight up murder him because she's still pissed about the whole Glenn thing. Now, technically, Negan should have died, in my opinion, a long time ago. He's a villain. He should not be redeemed. But the writers love to do that crap. But they just need to off his behind already. He's done too much terrible stuff. And so everybody's just looking at Maggie kind of like she's a villain now. But you forget Negan is the actual villain. So, of course, here comes some zombies. The zombies are coming from the back. And then the other zombies are like trying to wake up. It turns out the old man and the boy left, took most of their weapons with them. So everybody's having to fight the zombies off. And it's like, your heart's just racing. It's kind of like, oh man, this is like the premiere. Who's gonna die? You know what I'm saying? But nobody dies in this episode. And then so Daryl dog runs off and he goes chasing after it, crawling under rocks and under like this train type thing. And so like next thing you know, they all get on top of like the freight car train thing. And Negan and Maggie the last two to go, but Negan goes before her. Maggie's trying, but she's slipping. And Maggie actually called out for Negan to save her. I'm just like, has Maggie lost her mind? You literally brought the man to murder him. He knows that. He called you out on it. And now you're begging for your life. And he just looks at her. And it looks like he's about to hold out his hand. But then he walks off away from her. And it ends. And it's like, oh man, I gotta watch the next episode. But yeah. Of course, somebody's gonna save Maggie. They're just not gonna get rid of her just that easily, But it was actually a pretty good episode. It wasn't as great as the past earlier seasons, but it's a huge step, like improvement and stuff. Especially like from these last couple of seasons we had. I'm hoping the rest of this season is good, because it's the last season. They need to go out with a bang, and I am not looking forward to that Daryl and Carol spinoff. It's pointless, it is stupid, it does not need to happen. Alrighty, well, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.